Hey, happy Friday. Friday fraud law review. Oh, this is another one where it came out just on the 14th of March. And it is a Social Security Administration employee who has been indicted. It is big. It looks like it involves almost $2 million in theft of Social Security funds. So you see, fraud can be inside or outside, right? It's not always people pretending to be disabled. Um, you know, it comes from within as well. We've had a couple of these. So I definitely want to put it out there. In this case, the lady was indicted. She has not been convicted. So I will not mention her name because I just don't like to do that to someone who's not been convicted because they have they are entitled, and I love it, to being presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law with all of her due process rights intact. Okay, interestingly, this is the District of Puerto Rico, San Juan area. So it looks like she was indicted on March 6th, just the other day, a couple weeks ago, I suppose. According to court documents, she was employed by the SSA. Wow, for a very long time, 1991 to 2019, as a social insurance specialist and a claims specialist. All these terms are just, something to identify probably internally. Working in the workload support unit in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Wow. So for 12 years, from 2012 to 2024, according to the court documents, she embezzled and stole SSA funds, in particular retirement benefits, whoa, and Star Seniors, survivor benefits, and the auxiliary benefits. As you might know, auxiliary benefits are to the spouse, maybe as a caretaker, children. It could even be disabled adult child, all those dependent benefits that stem off of one worker. He worked enough to be able to cover and paid in enough to be able to cover all these other tangential benefits, which is super. And of course, it is alleged that she knew she was not entitled to do so. And she stole over $1,812,000. They say that she used her position within the SSA, putting in false claims on behalf of others, using the identity of others that she believed to be deceased. And she approved those claims and submitted her own bank and address information to fraudulently receive the SSA beneficiaries' proceeds. Wow, that's a really long time she did this. I can't believe something didn't click. Like, if don't they have like a checks and balances? Like, if all these different Social Security numbers are paying the benefits all to one bank account, isn't that a little heads up that there might be something up? Just asking. Um, She would then withdraw, transfer, and spend the money from the accounts that fraudulently obtained the SSA funds. Over the span of a dozen years, she approved 13 fraudulent claims. A total of 10 fraudulent claims were still active and receiving funds as of the date of the indictment. Hold on one sec, guys. I got a dog barking outside. That would be Otis. Okay, the rest of the article, they go on to say someone speaks on behalf of I guess, the United States Attorney's Office, how egregious it is when someone in a position of trust does such a thing, how she exploited her position, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all kind of things that we already know, so they don't really need to say it to us. They say that the investigation revealed that she had fabricated the retirement insurance benefits, divorced or widowed survivors, and auxiliary claims for the 13 individuals who were deceased or who she expected to be deceased. Wow. And then caused the fraudulent benefit payments to be made by the SSA and directed all SSA payments to herself. That is rich. Did I say how old this chick is? Hold on. Usually they say the age of somebody. I see that all the time in these. She's been working there since 1991. I started law school in 1991, and I'm old. So, well, so she could have been like 18, I suppose. So she actually could be younger than me. Most people are. Anything else juicy in here? Let's see. Blah, blah. Oh, it's embarrassing and despicable. They're so, I don't really need to hear their opinion. I just want to know the facts. If convicted, here we go. Defendant faces the following maximum penalties: 10 years of imprisonment for theft of government property, 20 years of imprisonment for mail fraud, 5 years of imprisonment for misuse of Social Security numbers, and a mandatory consecutive sentence of at least 2 years for the aggravated identity theft charges. And a federal district court judge is going to determine any sentence after considering the sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. And of course, as I mentioned before, and I'm always pleased when these reports at the bottom include: an indictment is merely an allegation, and all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law. Not that I think this is a fabricated indictment or anything like that. I'm sure they have the goods on her, or I would bet. But one never knows. And as they say, you can indict a ham sandwich. So that's how indictments themselves mean squat. They just do. So we'll see where it goes. But by and large, there's no motive I could see to do a ham sandwich indictment against this person. It's a 17 count indictment. So I wonder, when they talk about the sentencing, 10 years of imprisonment for theft of government property, well, there's 17 counts of whatever. So would she get 10 years for each of the 13? Like, for instance, there's 13 people she stole their identities, right, by using their Social Security number. Does she get 10 years for each one? Potentially. Now, granted, I know that doesn't mean that, sentencing judge is going to give her all that. But, or they all kind of get like, well, it's one big thing, therefore. I kind of think you should stick it to her. But you know me, I'm kind of tough on this stuff. It's funny how it's 10 years of imprisonment for theft of government property, but it's twice as bad for mail fraud. I mean, aren't both bad? I mean, 5 years, I guess it's not as bad to misuse a Social Security number. And it's only 2 years for aggravated identity theft. What if these were live people and it ripped up their lives and destroyed their lives? 2 years does not sound sufficient for aggravated identity theft charges. What is it if it's not aggravated? A slap on the wrist? I mean, come on. Anyway, I digressed. What do you guys think? What should this individual get? Any thoughts? See ya. Hey guys, thanks for watching that and any of the other videos. Just gonna alert you to, if you haven't already heard, we now have memberships that provide benefits of more interaction, of any questions you may have or issues with Social Security that you may want and that would not otherwise be feasible under a consultation with me, the attorney, on any particular issue you want. So if you look at the join button, if you want to find out more about it, and it's completely optional, just in case anybody needs it. And it will help us to help some other people that otherwise can't have representation. So if you look at the join button underneath the video, you'll find more details. Thanks so much. Bye.